Finally did it, guys. Finally did it. I now have a working OutRun PCB for this arcade machine. Been through a lot of troubles. Started out with just turbo OutRun for this machine. That's still yet to be determined if I can fix that. But then I got OutRun, the original OutRun game later, which is what I actually wanted in the first place. And the roads were all flickery on that game. Plus the color red was missing. That's another story, but I think I'll be able to get that done. But the roads being flickery and going all over the place, it was just too distracting. I was kind of learning to live with it, but nobody wanted to play this machine just for the fact that they couldn't see where they were driving. I kind of memorized the game, so it wasn't being too bad for me, but so it was just annoying. Nobody else could really wanted to play it just because the roads were too flickery. But after shooting out a message on a local Facebook arcade group saying, hey, where can I find these RAM chips, because I believe there's something wrong with my RAM, and I was looking on a website, and the website, they wanted like over $50 plus $10 in shipping for these RAM chips that may or may not work. That was the, you know, if I knew for a fact it was going to work, I would have bought it instantly. But I wasn't even sure if that was going to be the case, so I didn't want to just throw 50 bucks into the wind. So I asked everyone, I was like, where can I find some cheap RAM chips? Then actually a local arcade guy, Rusty, he's offering up the Sega Turbo board for me for free. So I just need to go pick that up so I can hopefully use that on my Turbo OutRun board. You know, maybe some stuff I can use or fix up my other OutRun board. But actually, an awesome guy, Charlie, replied right after that saying, hey, I have the OutRun board. He actually thought he had Turbo OutRun, but it's actually OutRun. He was like, hey, I have this board and I'm not using it. And then I asked him, what's the price? And he said, oh, just 25 bucks. And I was just like, all right, I'm there. I'm gonna go drive and pick it up as soon as I can, because the OutRun boards and Turbo OutRun boards on eBay go for like over 175, even if people say they're broken, they're going for that crazy amount. I bought the OutRun board, an untested OutRun board, and that's what I'm talking about. I bought an untested OutRun board a couple years ago on eBay for around $47, but ever since, and I've kept track of these auctions and buy it nows, ever since, they have never sold below $90. Most of the time over $100. Never again after I got that. So when he said I have one for 25 bucks, it was like, deal. Even though the car was missing. So the roads were fine, but the car was missing. So I was thinking, oh, well, I'll just swap out some chips or something, get that working. But thankfully, there's an awesome guy on YouTube. I think it's 100% Ham. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name. But I asked him, okay, which chip do I need to switch out to get this car back? And he actually replied, oh no, you're good. It's the car sprite, this car graphic, it's actually on the, because there's two boards on top of each other here. It's actually on the bottom board, he said, for the car graphic. So all you need to do is just swap one of your boards. Here's some of my boards here. Actually, I have 3 there, and then I have 1 more over here. So just swap the bottom board. Oh, where is my other board? I don't even know where it is. Anyway, so yeah. Wait a minute. It should be here. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, they're all here. All 4 are here. Yeah. So he said, oh yeah, just swap the bottom board, and you'll have a working machine. Awesome. I was like, oh, well, fantastic. So I was just about to do that tonight. And then I noticed there's actually a exploded capacitor on the board I just got, because I still needed to use the top board of it. I just needed to switch to the bottom board, but the top board, this capacitor right there, that one exploded. It's like a little tiny blue, not this one, but there's like this weird, it's called a tantalum capacitor. I'm not really sure, but so that one exploded. So I had to desolder one from one of my other boards and put it on that one, and that took I was watching the original Alien movie on this CRT right here. That took like the entire, that took almost half the movie for me to do that for some reason, because it was just stuck on there. And then I put on the other one, which the other one was fine because I just, it was really quick to just clip it off and just solder on this one, because I'm not using the other one yet anyway. So anyway, I got it on there. Used my air cans to blow out all the crap off of it, and yeah, and now that brings us to right now. And I now have a I now have a fully working OutRun PCB. Now that it's fully working, just FYI, it's probably worth way over $200. Purchased it. One board I purchased for $25, the other one I purchased for like $47. So now it's worth over $200 now that I know it's 100% working. There is still a little bit of an issue, and this is the case on every board I have, so that leads me to believe it's the wiring in here. So I can't select, so whenever you get a high score and you're selecting your initials, I can't physically select the initial. So I can scroll through the letters, but whenever I hit the gas pedal, because I know how it's supposed to work because the Game Preserve has this machine. When you hit the gas pedal, you're supposed to be able to select one of those, one of your initials, and it just doesn't connect. So I don't know what I need to fix on that, but that hasn't even been an issue anyway, because as soon as you turn off this machine, you'll lose the high score anyway, unless I buy the new ROM set for OutRun, which I might do that now. So now, since I know I have a working one, so I can save my high score, but I need to first be able to put a high score on there at all, never mind saving it. But yeah, oh, and for anybody watching and unsure, why are you watching this arcade game on a computer monitor off to the side? Well, that is because I am missing the color red on this old tube television. It's not really a simple thing of just throwing in an entire old television into here. No, there's like it's a whole thing, it's, and you have to actually go out through the front, because the back, this is permanent right here. You can't just take this off easily. So you have to take that whole thing off and then be able to work on it or replace it. So I plan to probably do a cap kit on this, replace a whole bunch of capacitors in the back, but if not, now that I know I have a fully working OutRun board, I mean, I could probably just sell this monitor, this broken monitor. I could probably sell it or trade it for a new one that does work, and that would just be plug in, plug out. Well, it's probably going to take two people, but still, yeah, plug in, plug out, and that's it. But with these arcade PCBs, that's the rare thing. Those are the rare things that are worth a lot of money, especially to get one working. So success, got it working, and even if I can't find a cheap alternative to get this working or to get a new one in there, there is a way for me to take out this old tube television and just put that monitor in here, or a different computer monitor. But then, it's not like the real deal. It's I mean, that's really cool for what it is. I might end up doing that because I don't plan on spending $300 to get a new TV in there, but I'm hoping to do it for $100 or less, but I'm not really sure. I haven't even tried looking yet. So, but it is an option, and I'm sure the only person who would care is me, whether or not it's a computer monitor or an actual tube television in there. So yeah, that is the deal with that. Oh, and the way I'm even able to use a computer monitor right now is if you have an arcade machine, and there is something wrong with your tube television, even if you have like a brand new working one off to the side, the process of taking this one off and putting that one in is a lot more difficult than you might think, and it probably will involve two people. And if you're not familiar with how to discharge a tube television, or just scared to because it could kill you, then this might be the best way. Well, actually, you're gonna have to discharge it anyway. So, but yeah, you could just put this in here. There are people that have just put in new monitors in there, and then you're significantly making it lighter. It's still going to be really heavy because it's a big piece of furniture, but it'll go from probably weighing 500 pounds to weighing 300 pounds, something like that. So, actually, this one I'm sure it'll still weigh more than 300 pounds. But yeah, so that is that, and thanks so much for watching. The next things I want to do are, for sure, now that I know that's working, priority number 1 is to get this working, or to get a new tube television in there. That is priority number 1. Then priority number 2 is to get the high score indicator things selected. That might be easier than doing this, so I might just end up doing that first, but we'll see. Then after I got a new one working in there, or a new screen in here and it's all working, or if I get this one fixed by myself or something, at that point then I will focus on trying to fix my Turbo OutRun board, because Turbo OutRun is a completely different game. That's actually what this was supposed to be to begin with. Yeah, I will focus on that. The same type of process I was able to get this one done. Hopefully it's just some RAM chips or something that I have to replace in that. And I might even be able to fix the other OutRun board I have with just some new RAM chips, but I am definitely not in a rush at the moment, because I'll just use it for parts at the moment. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I can use that other OutRun board for parts and the other. We'll see. Oh, yes. So, actually, the 3 top priorities are get this working. Well, actually, it would be displaying this, but it'd be just missing the color red, but I've put it to this one for right now. So I want to put it back to this, get the color red working, or a new monitor in there. Then priority number 2 is to get the high scores working, and the priority number 3, this is actually an aftermarket wheel. So a lot of people might know, oh, OutRun, it's that game with the steering wheel that shakes when you go off the road. Well, this machine can't do that, because this is an aftermarket wheel and it does not have the capability to shake. I wish I could show you right now, but it's basically just a wheel and that's it. There's no shaker, there's no device in there to move this steering wheel. The shaker motor is physically there, and I have actually turned it on before. It does, I can actually turn on the shaker motor and it will make a lot of noise, but it's just not going to shake the steering wheel. But actually I went on eBay probably a year ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, and I actually got that completely for 60 bucks. This whole steering wheel assembly. But it looks like some of the gears, and that's usually the problem with these, some of the gears, the plastic gears break because, you know, they're plastic. But there are people that have been 3D printing new ones of these, getting working, and that came with another shaker motor. So, oh yeah, so here's, I don't think I can get the, yeah, I can't get the, actually, here we go, I have this. So, that is what I'm talking about. You see, there's no shaker motor right there. It's just a wheel. So, and I believe it's, I forgot the website they probably got it off of, but I looked it up one time. But the shaker motor is there and that fully works, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that is, I might actually try to just put that one back in there and get it working, but there's also another issue. I don't have the original OutRun wheel, but I have more news for that. The same awesome person that sold me this OutRun board for dirt cheap also has more parts for the OutRun game, because his machine actually was all water damaged, so he just gutted the thing and kept all the parts from it, so he actually still has the wheel. So I plan on buying the wheel from him, and he said he's going to hook me up with that for a good price. Even though I told him one of those wheels went on eBay for over $100 recently, stupidly, but he said, "Oh no, I won't charge you anything near that." So if he can, best case scenario, he just sells me a fully working steering wheel assembly with the steering wheel attached, because he said when he tested it before he gutted the thing, the shaker motor worked. I mean, it just fully worked. So best case scenario, it's all physically attached, and I just have to unscrew this one off, unwire it, and then plug that one in, and good to go. But if not, I've tried playing OutRun with the shaker on. Yeah, right there. When you go off the road, you know, it's like, you can't actually even really beat the game if you crash once. If you crash once, you pretty much lose. Like, you're not going to finish if you crash once. Most of the time you will crash, but for people that are really good at the game, they're most likely never going to feel that jolt anyway, because once you start feeling that jolt, you're losing a lot of time. With the exception of like the desert level, maybe you should be okay if you go in there for a tiny bit, because there's no obstacles to hit. And even when I went into the desert and it started shaking, like, it really screwed me up, and I failed right after that. So basically I play a lot better when there is no shaker, but I do realize that is part of the experience with OutRun, so I want to get that on there at some point in my life, that's for sure. But yes, I was actually recording this just to put, you know, just to share with some of my friends, but now since I've made it so long, I'm gonna have to put this on YouTube, and you know, thankfully I will. So yeah, because I feel like I went over a lot here, and I just want to say, you know, major thank you to the gentleman on YouTube who helped me troubleshoot this thing. I believe his name is 100% Ham, or I'll link him in my description of this video. Also, I want to thank Charlie, the guy who sold me this OutRun board, and Rusty, who I haven't retrieved his Sega Turbo board yet, but I will shortly. And yeah, thanks to all of you for tuning in, and if you have any advice on how I should put in that steering wheel, or what I should do with the color red missing on here. I have tried fiddling with the you know, behind the neck board knobs. I've tried fiddling with that. I tried fiddling all that stuff, and it wasn't working. As you can see, the color red is present on the computer monitor. That's the main reason why I wanted to get the VGA thing, just to make sure it wasn't just like the PCB, it was the actual monitor. Yeah, I've tried jiggling the wires like on the monitor itself, and the color red didn't reappear, so I'm most likely gonna have to take it out and try to work on it, and hopefully that fixes it. If not, I'll sell it or get another one. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.